I think the best episodes are when people talk to each other just like they're off camera, just like they're having a real conversation.
It really is true.
And I kind of wonder if that's the direction we should go. And I really like the comedic aspect of it too.
Oh, I do too. I get more comments about Jamie Vickers
and Jerry. Yeah, I do too.
I know people love stuff like
I know. So
of course, they're both very likable characters.
They are, yeah. They're both very personable, and they're both hilarious.
Yeah.
So, and also being comics, even though we're not comics, but being a comedy podcast kind of gives us a green light to say whatever we want.
I know, right?
And I like that. I really
too.
like that.
I do too. I like it a lot.
So I don't mind discussing the podcast on air, like our direction where we're going.
Oh, that was Chris Williams was the one that I heard that from. He's like, I think everybody should try stand-up comedy at least once. That way they can say they're a comic, and then they can just say anything they want. Yeah. Did you catch any of those clips from that roast of Tom Brady?
No. Well, yes, I did.
Oh, my God, dude. Comedy is back.
Dude.
In a big way.
It is.
I think that was like almost like a coming out party because, you got all these comedians that are, I don't know, whatever, they used to call the IDW or whatever, the intellectual dark web.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of that still exists, but I feel like it kind of fell apart when Sam Harris went off the
Sam Harris went off the rails. Dave Rubin got exposed as we'll just say not like the others. Because I remember seeing the picture of all of them eating dinner, and it was the Weinsteins, Ben Shapiro, and all these. Like him or hate him, Ben Shapiro's a very smart cat.
Yes, he is.
Incredibly intelligent. Everybody in that group was extremely intelligent, and then there was Dave Rubin.
Yeah.
And it's just like, have you ever watched his podcast?
Yeah, some, yes.
I agree.
Right.
I agree. Everything is good. I agree.
But, then there's some people that you can... There's a guy named Sean Ryan. You know him? You ever watched any of his stuff? He's an ex-Navy SEAL that does podcast. It's sort of like in line with Jocko's kind of thing a little bit, although Jocko's is like way serious and like...
Whoa, is it... does he have a different name like Mr. something?
No, I think they call it Vigilance Elite or something like that. Is
because
the name
I
of his
have
brand.
found a podcast of a ex-Navy SEAL, who it's true crime. It's a true crime podcast.
Oh yeah, Mr. Ballin.
Yeah. That's good.
I got Laura hooked on that. That's all she's watched for like the last.
Great. He's great. No, Jocko's a little too serious for me.
Yeah, he is.
He is too intense. Like, I get it. There's a time and place for that, but with Jocko, I'm just like, it doesn't motivate me to be better. It makes me want to freaking off myself and jump off a damn bridge. It's like, well, I'm a piece of shit, and I'm never going to amount to anything.
Right, exactly.
I'm not up at 3 a.m. doing 75 crunches and deadlifting a tractor.
Yeah, I know. It's the truth, man.
So it just makes me feel like a giant piece of shit.
Yeah, I know. You watch some of those, and it's hard. Which, I mean, I appreciate they're right. I mean, I'm not going to say they're wrong. I mean, they're
right. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if you want to be your best self and all that stuff, but good Lord, a lot of us normal people just don't have time.
That's it. We're normal people.
Yeah. Rogan and all them, they do this for a living, and I mean, he's loaded even without any of that, and so he's got all the time in the world to get up and cold tub and everything else. So, but
us normal folk have to go to work and do stuff, and we can't deadlift tractors.
But that Mr. Ballin, that is a phenomenon.
It is.
I mean, the way that he delivers that. But I watched. Speaking of Sean Ryan, he was on Sean Ryan's show recently, and so they, of course, share kind of a common,
Navy SEAL
past,
talk.
Navy SEAL talk or whatever. And but it was really interesting hearing him kind of tell how he got into this. Like he comes from a line. His mom and dad both were journalists for major publications. Like I think if I remember correctly, he said his dad worked for the New York Times as a columnist.
Wow.
So he kind of has a background in that kind of thing or whatever. And now all of his family basically works for him in the Mr. Ballin like studios or whatever. And so
right.
even his sister, I think, writes. He does a podcast as well, other than just the YouTube videos that he does. And his sister writes that, and then his mom helps out with all the stuff for the YouTube channel and all that. Pretty sweet story that he has.
Love for our channel to be able to support like creating jobs for our friends.
Oh, absolutely, man. It'd be awesome.
Love that.
It'd be awesome. And you just gotta, I think,
if we could make some money.
Yeah, we can make we need to get our advertisement packages out.
We do.
We do have people begging us for those.
This week.
Yeah, we need to do that this week.
Let's do that. Because I could use some money. I'm sure you could too.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
Me too. It would help. I mean, specifically you have sunk a lot of money into this.
It's fun.
Hey,
it's fun.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. No, I love this.
Well, I think it's like I said. I was thinking about it the other day. The more we do it, I really think it's just one of those things that you just have to keep the consistency. And if you keep doing it and keep working out the kinks and keep finding what works and what doesn't work and all that kind of stuff, eventually I think it works out in the end. And I really do still have a strong, strong belief that I think this is the way. I think media is dead. Like corporate media. It's dead.
For sure. Yeah, long-form podcasts are the... Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I'll throw this at you. Long-form podcast is the new mainstream media.
100%. 100%. And Rogan is almost solely responsible for that.
He is. Yep. Rogan and a handful of other people that I can't think of off the top of my head. But him. Yeah, I agree. 100%. I agree. David Rubin. Over here. I agree. I'm a gay conservative. That makes me interesting. Please buy my book. Right. Have you read any of his books?
Mm-mm. Oh, man. I have not. I felt that way like when Milo Yiannopoulos was so big.
Yeah.
And all that. I was like, guys, this is a troll.
Dude, he's such a troll.
A troll.
He is such a troll. He's a crazy troll, too.
Yes, he is.
He is insane. Like,
boy, he got canceled and went away, didn't he? I haven't heard hiding her hair of Milo Yiannopoulos.
No, he kind of made a comeback for just a brief moment when Yeezy went off the rails.
Really?
Yeah, he started hanging out with Milo Yiannopoulos.
Oh, really? Kanye did. Yeah, oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, Kanye started hanging out with Milo. And there was somebody else that was in that like weird, crazy vein. They made an appearance on Timcast on Tim Pool's podcast one night, and they left very quickly because Tim pushed back on anything that Kanye said. Kanye was like, "Nah, bro, I'm not used to having my opinions challenged, so I'm leaving."
Let me tell you something. Kanye West is a interesting character. To say the very least.
He is.
But at the same time, you can't knock the guy's creative talent. I mean, he has a way. I would say that's not necessarily. I mean, no doubt, he's a talented hip hop producer. Like, no doubt about it. I will give him that. Okay. But also at the same time, I think what he's really good at is it reminds me of the Donald Trump method
phenomenon. Yeah,
it's like no pub or any pub is good pub. You know what I mean? And so like he can just get out there and parade his girlfriend around completely naked, like in the streets, and have titanium Wolverine teeth
while he calls himself a Muslim. Has he been to a Muslim country and seen the women there?
Yeah,
and how they dress?
Mm-hmm.
It is starkly different from the way that his wife dresses. And Bianca's beautiful, but has he not turned her into freaking Kim Kardashian?
Yeah.
She looks just like
100%
Kim K now.
100%.
They look identical. Like, if you put them side by side, I'd be like, hey,
100%.
I don't know.
I'll tell you what was interesting, speaking of, Muslim countries and women. I don't really follow wrestling, to be honest with you. Like WWE and all that. Yeah. But I don't necessarily follow, but I am a big Pat McAfee fan, and of course he's involved in WWE and all that stuff. So I see some of these come across my Twitter timeline, and somebody had pointed out it was I think it might have been that Ayla girl. She's like a sex worker, like
dude. Everyone's a sex worker now.
I don't know. Anyway, interesting Twitter follow.
Okay,
by the way.
Okay.
I think it's Aya Girl. Ayla Girl, Aella. It's not pornographic like content on Twitter, but she's like she grew up in like a fundamentalist like household. It may have been Mormon, I'm not sure. But then once she got out of that, she kind of started to explore her thing, and so she's like went into like high-end like escort and like documents the whole thing and like her sexual like awakening and things, which is. Whatever, you can place whatever judgment call you want to on it, but at the very least, it's interesting.
Sure,
you know, and she's very much like an intellectual type too, you know, and I believe it was her. It may not have been, but I believe it was her that I pointed out they got the what's her name? Oh, good grief! Big women's superstar now. She's from Australia. She's super jocked. They call her Mommy. That's her name or whatever. But she's like this real strong, like female character. I mean, and she's about 7 foot tall, jacked to the gills, like, you know, whatever. But also very feminine in her own right, too, or whatever. Well, you know, WWE has a pretty large presence in like Saudi Arabia and stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Well, when she came out for the whatever event they had in Saudi Arabia or whatever, there was a bunch of Muslim men in traditional Muslim garb that came out and like acknowledged her, and like how big of like a cultural significance that was to see that on television in Saudi Arabia, and like that it was like a whole thing. Like
the only thing I remember hearing about WWE in Saudi Arabia, maybe this was before
Rhea
this
Ripley,
happened.
That's her name, Rhea Ripley.
Okay,
sorry.
maybe it was before this happened because WWE went to
The
Saudi
WWE.
WWE. I agree. Went to Saudi Arabia, and like there was a big stink because of the female wrestlers and how scantily clad they were.
Yep,
it was a big deal. I don't remember exactly what happened with that, but I just remember hearing some noise about that.
They've been over there for like quite a few years. I mean, I think they've been going to Riyadh for like 10 years, like to do at least 1 or 2 events a year. Yeah. And I think they've been pushing those boundaries. You know, I think Saudi Arabia is one of those countries where they flirt very much with the Western.
It's as progressive as a Muslim country
as a Muslim theocracy can be. Yeah, basically. But I have to agree. I mean, to see that, see if you can find that, J-Mo. Pull it up, J-Mo. It's Rhea Ripley, R-E-R-H. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
Really?
She has a skin in one of the video games that I play.
Oh, really? Does she?
Yes.
That still sounds so creepy to me. She has a skin in one of the video games.
A skin.
And I follow her on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
That's my boy.
But yeah, she's like this super, like, you know.
Just look her up in general, or?
Well, just look up Rhea Ripley, Saudi Arabia intro or something like that. Because, I mean, it's pretty remarkable that they parade these men. It's literally a probably like 6 or 7 men on each side of her that create a thing, and like they acknowledge her as she comes out. And that's like a huge thing for them. And she's not particularly scantily clad, but I mean, she's definitely wearing your wrestling bottoms and I think like a leather jacket or something like that. Okay. But still, just the fact that they would.
I mean, I found this image.
Yeah, that's it right there. That's it. Look.
Okay.
Yeah, pull that up big. Can you get it big?
Maybe. I don't know.
Just click on it.
Yeah, the crown jewel. That's what they do. It's going to take you through a bunch of I guess, significant moments or whatever.
Oh, right. Well.
Anyway, but that picture kind of shows you what that literally is what I was talking about right there. I mean, but you see all those Muslim men lined up, and then she comes out in the middle. I mean, that's pretty incredible for a Muslim country of that nature to.
Well, that's just how they acknowledge women that are scantily clad. That what you don't see is the rocks in their hands.
Right.
You don't see the stones in their hands.
Good point, Josh. But I think the Saudi Arabia is
okay. So she is well, even though she's fully clothed, she is showing her hair.
yes,
That's a big deal.
which even that's a big deal.
It is. It is
You
a
know?
big deal.
But I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, but it just goes to show you. I think a lot of your. I've said this for a long time. I think the internet is the biggest human rights advocate that we've got on planet Earth, or the biggest mechanism for human rights.
Potentially could be for
Yeah.
sure. For sure, it could.
I mean, and I know, countries like China and stuff do it. I'll tell you this: I have a friend of mine that I know online that I've known for about 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So a Chinese gentleman lives in I can't remember exactly what part of China, but this guy is dialed in. Like, I want to get out of this place as soon as humanly possible. Just got his visa about a month ago, his visitor's visa, which is the first step into getting a permanent visa to come here.
Yeah.
And this guy he's like, I use a VPN. He's like, nobody can track me. He's like, which is pretty brave.
That's what he thinks.
Yeah. But I mean, he's sitting around talking about how crap the Chinese Communist Party is, and he wants to get out of there, and
That's some dangerous stuff.
that's some dangerous stuff that he's flirting around with. But you see it. I mean, you can't, and it makes me wonder every time I see him on there and I see what he's doing and what his aspirations are. I wonder how many more of those people there are.
Did you ever check out that Lao Hua channel I told you about? The American that went and lived in China.
Yes, I did check out a couple
married
of those. Yes.
and then came back.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, his story, like the Chinese government still tries to send honeypots after him. They monitor everything. He gets weird emails and phone calls. Like, it is ridiculous the amount of effort that the CCP puts into keeping tabs on people that are their dissidents.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
It's wild.
Yeah, it is.
Imagine growing up in like a place like that and then being confronted with and knowing what you know now.
Yeah.
Like, if you had full access, if somehow you could get full access to the internet and you'd lived in that closed off, very controlled environment.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you think? I mean,
Well, it's
China's a weird case though, because
it is a weird case. But, well, it's proof to me that TikTok is a psyop just for the U.S. Have you seen China's TikTok?
yeah, they like feed them like science videos and
Yeah, and like
educational stuff.
Educational stuff, and
Yeah.
it shuts down at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And ours is like just children killing each other for clout. I'm serious. They
I
are.
know.
It's like, hey, the kids we're gonna go take some fentanyl and then go beat up some other kids, assault some other children, and kill kids for clout
and sacrifice them to Slender Man.
Slenderman. Well, not even that anymore. Like, I could at least wrap my head around that.
Right.
Like, it's like, okay, that's some kind of weird pasta thing.
Yeah, creepy pasta
thing. But now it's just like fucking live streaming them killing other kids for fun.
Right.
And putting it on the damn internet. Man, the kids are not our future anymore. We got to figure out what to do with them. Have you noticed that no one talks about the kids? Used to, you heard the kids are our future. The kids are not anymore. You never hear that. It's all AI.
I think
It's all about AI. AI is our future now, not the children. So we need to
that is a great point.
we need to build some prisons or something to put
concentration
them all in.
camps,
Yeah, for
something.
sure. We need to
Yeah.
put them somewhere.
Gulags.
Because at least there they can just kill
You
each
want to go
other
to the
and live stream
gulag?
it.
You and Dakota can both go.
I think I would have pretty decent odds if Dakota was my partner in a gulag.
Yeah, you think so?
I think I'd make it out of there alive.
I mean, y'all will have TikToks.
It would be the softest fucking gulag of all time.
I mean, we'd be the only two in there with any sort of spine.
Oh, God. But
Like, what do you mean we don't get Lunchables every day.
Like,
No,
you're late.
you get
I'm
gruel.
gay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Come in late tomorrow too.
Well, it does. That's what kills me, dude. I don't know, man. It's like. So speaking of people I've met online, another guy I've recently kind of come across. Interesting chat room that I hang out in sometimes.
Yeah.
It's I'll have to invite you to it sometime. But
yeah.
there's a guy that started hanging out, and at first I was, because this particular program I hang out on, I think is probably infamous for where they planned the 9/11 attacks.
Oh,
I think that's
cool.
that's where-
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's one of those programs that's much bigger in other countries than it is in the United States.
Right.
It's I'm not gonna mention it because I don't want people to come try to find me, all my enemies out there. But there's a gentleman that started coming out and hanging out with us, and he's from the West Bank. And of course, it's from the river to the sea.
Oh,
All
yeah.
the stuff.
Yeah.
Got to talk with the guy, and most of them are just completely. They're either on there to try to pick up American women or something like that. But got to talking to this guy, very intellectual dude, really kind of knows what he's talking about. I mean,
Very smart. Just hates Jews.
Just cannot stand the Jews. But
Yeah.
actually, this guy,
I've never met a Muslim that likes a Jew.
yeah,
And vice versa.
well, he's got his intellect. I mean, he's got his intellectual stuff in line. I mean, I think he has it. But and I've got another friend of mine that hangs out in there that's from Israel, and with both of them, you have the same problem. It's because I asked both of them. I said, so here's the way I look at this. You got two sides. I said, let's forget about what happened in the past, because they start talking about, well, in 1960, whatever. Then the Roman Empire ruled that
Right.
place. So where do we stop with that? You got to confront it with what you've got now, which is you've got two different cultures vying for the same religious property, for the religious homeland,
for the
basically.
same religious homeland, and they both have been divinely gifted this.
Yes. So and they believe that sincerely.
They do believe that.
They believe that sincerely. So you got to take it for what it is. So the way I look at this is very, and I don't know, I understand that these things are complicated, but problem solving at its core is very easy. When you have two sides that have two immovable positions, the only way that you move forward is called compromise. It's called compromise.
I don't know.
No,
ICBMs work too.
Well, they do. Kind of, yes.
Yeah, that.
But I mean, the only way you move forward peacefully is
sure.
with compromise.
Well, it would be peaceful afterwards, for sure.
Yeah.
Probably for the rest of humanity.
Oh, God.
Let's
just pretend like this is a solvable problem.
You're such a pessimist. You're putting me to shame.
I don't know that I've ever confronted a problem that I don't think that anybody in the world thinks you can actually solve it. But
no, I don't. This is not solvable.
Let's pretend as if it was.
Yeah.
Compromise. It's a two-state solution. That is the only way that it moves forward.
Right.
So I asked this guy, what do you think about a two-state solution? Well, here's the problem. Israel never agreed to a two-state solution. I said, I didn't ask about Israel. I said, I asked you. I said, what do you think about a two-state solution? Well, they'll never agree to it. It's not possible. It's whatever. I said, well, here's the problem. Right. The Israeli guy gave me the same exact response, except in the opposite
direction.
Well, they'll never agree to that.
Well, and here's the problem. What they really think in their heart of hearts and what they really believe is that the other side should not exist.
Yeah.
Period. Both sides feel that way. Both sides feel that way. So this is...
I'm not sure that the Israelis necessarily feel that way. That's not a core tenet of Judaism or Christianity. I would argue that it is more of a core tenet of your extremists.
Oh, it's a core tenet of Islam, period.
Yeah, I don't know how you can argue that, honestly. I mean, it's pretty plainly written in there.
100%.
Yeah.
It's not even extremist. That's just how Islam is.
Right.
I mean, let's call a spade a spade.
Right.
Islamists Islam is a tyrannical theocracy that it will spread itself through the sword.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way it works. I don't think it's not a core tenet of like Judaism or Christianity, but in that region, that is the idea. I mean, I equate them to how we were in the Jim Crow era. They look at each other like we looked at black people during the Jim Crow era. And if you have a two-state solution is the only one, and it has to be two separate independent states, but even then you're still going to have, because Hamas at its core is a terrorist organization that's running their government, so it's not really a legitimate government whatsoever.
Yeah,
because it's a terrorist organization.
What's the other one? Hezbollah. I mean, I think you can probably make a pretty strong case that Hezbollah, not as much.
Oh, no, dude. No, Hezbollah's up there with ISIS.
Right.
Have you seen the shit they do in Africa, going in and shooting up?
Oh yeah, like Boko Haram and all that.
Dude, it's bad. They're in line with them in Africa. I don't know how they are in the Middle East, but in Africa,
the impression that I've got at least is that Hezbollah is a little bit more willing to come to the table than Hamas was. Maybe. Supposedly, but I mean, who knows? I have no idea.
Look, at the end of the day, if we turned it to glass, it would just solve so many problems.
Yeah.
It would. It would solve so many problems.
What we need to do.
I love seeing my tax dollars explode over Israel.
Oh, I know, right? It's phenomenal.
Or over Jordan, rather.
I think that what we need to do is we need to take all of the non-binaries and the LGBTs, the alphabet people,
and we need to have to do that. Just the cat people, just the ones that wear fucking cat ears.
Also the cat people. Also cat, dog, snake.
If you wear cat
amphibious identifying individuals, we need to take them.
Two spirits.
Two spirits. We need to get a couple of planes and just fly them over there. They got it all worked out, Josh. That's what you don't understand.
Let's keep the LG and B.
Okay.
Let's keep them.
You want to keep them?
Yeah, I'm cool with them.
Yeah, I'm cool with them too.
Yeah, let's keep the LGBs.
Yeah.
But
except if they want to.
Everybody past that on the alphabet spectrum can go over there.
Yeah, and work the world's problems out.
They can free Palestine themselves.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. All these people that are, shutting down campuses and all this type of stuff, let's put them on a plane.
And let them deal with it.
I loved it. Pat McAfee actually said that this week on his program. I read that this week or last week. Yeah, he was amazing. Like, listen, their whole thing is like, look, we're sports people. These intellectual political people need to figure it out. Like, you guys need to figure it out because we're over here just, we don't know nothing about nothing.
We take China's approach. We'll make an app, okay?
Yeah.
And our app will be, the version we have in the States will be like educational. It'll be awesome. It'll be like the Discovery Channel, right?
Yeah.
But the app that they get in Jordan, Palestine, and Israel is just a bunch of queer identifying furries wearing fucking cat ears, pissing in litter boxes and dancing, doing this weird fucking bullshit. And we will ruin their society with that nonsense. And then
exactly. And then they won't care about it anymore. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, we've got an inbuilt solution to this if we just think critically. I'm telling you. They want to free pass. I cannot, honest to God, I cannot wrap my mind around the whole Queers for Palestine thing. I cannot.
It takes a Google search to realize how they feel about LGBTQ community.
I know, and I cannot intellectually figure out how these people that are going to you got accepted into Columbia University.
That's not a badge of honor anymore.
Well, it probably isn't, but I'm sure it's not easy either. You have to at least put up some sort of merit to.
I mean, maybe I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Let's just say that there is.
We'll say that you used to.
Yeah.
Had to have some kind of.
But I don't know how in the world do you intellectually reason that?
How do you suss out Queers for Palestine? Well, so first of all, they have no idea what that really means. they don't know that homosexuality in that region is punishable by death. They don't even know what from the river to the sea means. They don't have a clue that is calling for genocide. They don't know that. And as if I really I don't like either side in this. I really don't like either side. I think they're both they're both just awful. And they both hate us. That's the thing. Israel as a country loves us because we're like there you go. But as far as sorry, I keep hitting the mic. But we're either the Goyams or the Kafar to these people. So why?
Or Gentiles.
Yeah, why? We're less.
I was a little weirded out that Bibi Netanyahu referred to the rest of the world as the Gentiles.
Yeah, dude, they're a supremacist movement. They are.
And I typically find Netanyahu to be, I mean, he's an international player, for sure.
Sure.
But I find the guy to be quite likable. Like, I've watched a couple of, interviews with him. Like, Lex Friedman did a really good interview with him. Of course, Lex Friedman doesn't really, I would say that he doesn't necessarily ask the tough questions sometimes.
No, he doesn't. He's pretty soft.
And he gets criticized for that a lot, that he doesn't push back against some of these things. But maybe that's his MO or whatever. But, in general, I find Netanyahu to be a pretty likable guy. But when I heard that out of him, I was like,
yeah.
You do realize that other people are listening to this, right? The international community, you got all the eyes on you, pal, and you're going to refer to the Gentiles won't help us. Well, dude, that's all we're doing is helping you.
That's all we've ever done.
That was a little worrisome.
Funneled in trillions of dollars.
I mean, and quite honestly, to be 100% honest with you, if you look at it, just take all the fake stuff out of it and all that stuff. In my opinion, I think Israel had a right to defend it. They were just waiting for an excuse, honestly. Mm-hmm. And they gave it to them. And they knew, and Hamas knew damn well what they were doing.
They did. They knew that Israel was going to overplay their hand, too. And it's so interesting to see where
overplay their hand,
or overreact, rather.
Yeah. I've thought a lot about that, too. In war, there is no overreaction. If you view that organization as a terrorist organization, which they are,
sure,
you have every right to eradicate them. Now, the methodology with which you do that is definitely open for criticism.
Yeah,
for sure. And I think they could have probably been a little bit more selective. That needed to be like special forces,
right,
in there, not just blanket bombing Gaza back to the Stone Age.
Right.
That doesn't work for anybody.
It doesn't, because they're already in the Stone Age. They can't be bombed back to the Stone Age when they're literally in the Stone Age. So,
I don't know. The only way I could think that thing works its way out, if it ever even has a chance of working its way out, is that there's a two-state solution, and that the Holy Land is controlled by a third party.
I'm just really hoping the Antichrist comes on the scene soon so he can fix all this shit.
I don't know. I think what would you think about, like, what if we put the Holy Land itself? So I mean, they're really fighting over what really amounts to like about 10 square miles worth of property.
Right.
Why don't we just put that into third party control and have it to where both people can use it for whatever they want, and then you create two state,
because that's a reasonable proposition, and either one of them wants the other one to even exist.
But also, I think not seeking it is also a fool's errand too. Like, I think you have to seek it. I mean, I think it's as a Christian myself, I think you have to seek peace. So to say that, okay, well, it's never going to end, so we're just going to leave it alone or whatever and let them fight. Like, I don't know if that's a real problem. Even if it's a hard problem, I think it's worth trying to solve. And quite frankly, I think it's hilarious that Donald Trump's administration was the closest to solving it that we've been in a while. And quite frankly, I'll tell you where we went wrong too, is Yasser Arafat and the PLO were willing to come to the table.
Yeah.
And then we pushed them out. Mm-hmm. And then look what you got. You got two terrorist organizations now.
Well, and that's what we want because I mean, dude, we got to send the furries over there and get blown up to make Boeing a few extra $1 trillion.
Exactly.
How is Lockheed Martin going to pay its bills?
Dude, let me tell you something. Speaking of Boeing, Boeing's getting ready to launch their Starliner, which is like the Dragon capsule. It's
Who's going to get killed, you think?
They scrubbed it yesterday.
Did they?
They were supposed to launch it last night at about 10:24, and they scrubbed it because of some sort of status
they've offed
change.
2 people, right?
Like, it don't look good,
dude.
Did you know they
offed
won that?
2 people.
They won that in that contract to create a manned vehicle that can go back and forth to the space station. There was, I think it was about 4.5, about $7 billion that the government had set aside for that project. Boeing was a shoe-in basically to get that contract.
Mm-hmm.
Elon Musk and SpaceX arrive on the scene. They're like, "Look, we've already got the cargo Dragon. All we got to do is take that and convert it into a manned, a Crew Dragon capsule instead of a cargo capsule.
Right.
That's all we got to do. Give us So what they ended up doing at the last minute, honestly, because Boeing and Northrop Grumman and all them have got a stranglehold on aerospace development.
Defense, yeah.
So I was reading this article today. They gave Boeing $4.5 billion of that 7, and then gave SpaceX $2.5 billion. SpaceX completed it less than a year later, and has been flying manned space missions back and forth between the International Space Station for 4 years now. Boeing hadn't even left the ground yet.
No.
So that shows you right there where you're entrenched. People, and quite frankly, it looks like something from the 50s compared to what Elon Musk and SpaceX did.
It does.
What I love about Elon is not only does it work and it's efficient.
It looks cool as hell.
It looks cool as shit too. Yeah. And that's been his MO from the very beginning, even with electric cars. Like, he was like, what we need to do is make an electric car that everybody wants to drive.
Yes.
That's a sick car. And that's exactly what he did.
The first Prius, even the new Priuses, God, it's like a damn wedge of cheese driving down the road.
Yes. Who would want to drive that?
Your freaking hippies. They're like, I get 40 miles to the gallon. It's like, yeah. You do, but
what was this? When they all started driving Priuses in South Park, and they're like, "Meh,
thanks, thanks." They get so smug they start liking the smell of their own farts.
Yeah, exactly.
It all goes back to South Park, man.
Let me tell you something.
Trey
Trey Parker and Matt Stone need to be protected.
Oh, yeah.
They need to get Secret Service protection right now.
They do.
Right now.
They do.
Because they are the most brilliant social commentators that we have in America.
Every position they've ever taken on anything, I've just been like, oh, my God, they're right.
Yeah, they are. They are. And
it's great.
I remember the first time that when they really started diving into it was with Bush and Gore.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
But
the douche and turd
the
sandwich.
douche and turd sandwich. You've been given the right to choose between a douche and a turd. Democracy in action. Make your voices
But
heard.
Chase, democracy's under threat. It's under threat. Democracy's under threat. I think we've learned one thing in the past 8 years is that elections don't do shit.
No, they don't.
Elections don't do shit.
Well, not when they do shit, considering the only way the government runs is on executive order now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Congress does absolutely nothing. I've said this for ad nauseum on here and in my personal life forever. The last significant bipartisan legislation that we passed through Congress was welfare reform under Newt Gingrich and Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
That's the last time it happened. That was in like 1996.
Mm-hmm.
Look that up. You look up when welfare reform happened in the 90s.
We have rescheduled marijuana.
Yeah,
from a
saw
Schedule
that.
1 to Schedule 3.
Okay.
So that's great. That puts it in with like prescription drugs and stuff like that. bipartisan?
1996. That's what I thought.
96.
On my birthday in 1996, I would have been 11 years old.
Nice.
So I'm now 38,
Yep.
Josh.
I am too. Yep.
That's the last time Congress did something and agreed on it and did something for the American public.
Yes. Yes.
So
They did.
I want the next person that comes to me and tries
Well,
to
now,
argue
hang on
that
now.
point.
That's not fair. That's not totally fair. I got to push back a little bit because Nancy Pelosi is a member of the public and she loves her designer ice cream. Okay. Loves her
Avocado
designer.
ice cream.
She loves her designer ice cream. Also, Rand Paul, as much as I love him, he loves to insider trade. There's so many of them that are just robbing the
good.
ship. And Rand Paul, dude, really, Rand? Of all people,
You're the son of Ron Paul. You can't be doing
right,
that.
You can't be doing that. Can't be doing that. And he has been fined and caught. And the fine they get's like what, $1,000? It's hilarious.
As if that makes
So it's
any
basically a
difference
fee.
whatsoever.
It's like, okay, you got to pay this $1,000 to make $10 million.
Yeah.
I hate it for him. I really do. Nancy Pelosi is getting a medal though for outstanding service to the public. Did you see that? I'm glad she deserves it. If anyone deserves it, it's Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
She
Sure.
really does. I'm glad that she's being recognized for the amazing leader that she.
She's done a great
was.
job in her with her constituency too.
She did.
You know,
She did.
Her,
yeah. Well,
her district is really just a fine, glowing example of.
it's a bastion of progressive politics
Mm-hmm.
and how well everything works in that well-oiled machine. You know, there was definitely no incidences of her getting any kind of special treatment or her husband, anything like that. I'm really glad that she's being recognized. She deserves it. She deserves it.
Maybe we can get some more shit on our streets.
I mean, there's an app for that.
Yeah.
There's
There's an app?
There is a legit app.
A shit app?
A shit app that tells you can mark where piles of shit are on the streets of San Francisco. I swear, I'm not even being stupid. This is actually the case. There is an app that you can tag locations where there's piles of shit on the street of San Francisco to avoid them, and needles.
It's like playing Frogger, dodging needles and shit.
Shitter. It's playing shitter.
What in the world are we doing?
Oh, we're making money, baby. That's what we do. We're making money.
Do you think these people have any, honestly, do you think they have any clue that, like, the gig's up?
Oh,
Like-
dude, everybody knows that everything's America itself is a scam, and everyone knows it now. Everyone knows it, and that's why you can't fault the Zoomers for being like, "No, I want to work from home," because the American dream that's been sold to us, and it's been marketed very well. You know, you can work as hard as you want and be anything you want to be. It's like, okay, yeah, you can be the president, but what they leave out is there's a few extra steps in there that you have to take.
Yeah.
To do that. So really what the American dream is go ahead and just work yourself to death so you can pay as much taxes as possible.
Let me ask you this. Do you think it's, do you think it would even be possible to have another constitutional Congress now?
No.
Do you think people have the wherewithal, the American people have the wherewithal to...
No, they're too busy calling out of work for being queer on Wednesday.
Yeah, I know.
And
That's what I
fine.
said.
They figured out that it's a scam, so they're playing the game that's been given to them.
That's what drives me crazy. Is I hear a lot of these people. They're like, "Well, this whole thing is rigged." Blah 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 blah. Well, what are you willing to do to fix it? That's what you need to ask yourself, because fixing it requires extreme sacrifice and extreme uncomfortability. And Americans are adverse to uncomfortability.
Oh yeah, dude.
And I'm preaching to the choir here because
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
too. I mean, I'm going to go home tonight, probably browse around on Amazon, watch a couple stupid YouTube videos, watch my hockey, and I'm going to go to bed and know that tomorrow we're going to wake up and just repeat the same routine over and over again.
Yep.
So to fixing this thing, in my view, would require we'd have to stand up and be willing to die.
To the ground.
Yeah. And be willing,
Yeah.
Where are your patriots?
Yep.
Because I don't see them. I don't see them. And even the ones that claim to be, I don't know, still don't know if they have the wherewithal.
They don't, because they're too busy smoking various meats.
Yeah.
And mowing their lawns.
Mm-hmm.
And
which I love, which I think is great.
I do too.
Love mowing the lawn. Love barbecuing.
Yeah, love smoking various meats, cheeses,
herbs.
Don't do that so
vegetables
much anymore, but definitely meats and
CBD,
cheeses.
of course. CBD.
Yeah.
Smoking CBD.
What a great country we live. Even our food's trying to kill us, bro. It's awesome.
Man,
Dude.
screw this. I'm going to Sweden.
I mean, Sweden's no better because we export our bullshit to the rest of the world. It's like you can't escape it.
Boy, we were being real positive about the American dream.
Dude, it's hilarious to me. Like, it's hilarious because it's so glaringly obvious
right.
that, as far as food goes, if your food has an advertising budget, you probably shouldn't eat it.
Yeah.
You notice there's not an advertising budget for broccoli? You don't get a bag of broccoli and it's got like heart health on it.
Right.
It doesn't. But by God, a box of Cheerios does. It'll spike your blood sugar to the tune of, I think they're right up there with like brown sugar on the glycemic index.
I don't know, man. People are crazy, dude. And it's like,
they're really not, Chase. They're really not. They're greedy. That's what it boils down to.
I don't think a lot of people are greedy. I just think people don't know what's.
The people at the top are greedy, and they're giving us what we want, which is a steady diet of food that is completely addictive that we have no control over wanting, that gives us the proclivity to overeat, while robbing us blind.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think you have some sort of like saying what you have. Like, it's good grief, dude. I saw this scene in Ingles one day. I'm like, man, you are like 400 pounds. You cannot walk. You cannot breathe.
I know, but dude,
and you have got a grocery cart full of soda, full of Little Debbie's and snack cakes and shit. And then like I see where your actual food is. And it's bologna, like a bunch of microwave dinners. Mm-hmm. And look, I'm not knocking. I'm not. Look, I'm the same way. I mean, look at me. It ain't like I'm the picture of health by any
I'm
means.
a big fat ass, and that's why I like talking about food because, dude, this shit is our food is designed to get us addicted to it and designed to make us overeat. 100%. 100%. That's your ultra processed food for you.
Yeah.
That's why I said if it has a marketing team behind it, probably shouldn't be consuming it.
God, I do love an Egg McMuffin.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, there you go. Now
Don't worry, it's got zero sugar.
Zero sugar.
Zero sugar.
I wonder what it is, sweet.
Sucralose.
Is it sucralose or is it
sucralose.
aspartame?
So the diet comes with aspartame. The zeros have sucralose. Here's the insidious thing about the zero sugar thing. What it does is your tongue says, okay, there's something sweet. So let's start ramping up some insulin production because we're going to get some sugar, but it never gets the sugar. So it causes insulin resistance. Yeah, man, it's all designed to get us addicted and drain our pockets. I mean, either one of us could sit down right now and eat an entire frozen pizza.
Yeah.
And be fine with it and probably want more. That should not be the case. No. Even just eating that much food in general should make you full. But when the food has chemicals in it that are placed there on purpose to suppress your hormone that tells your brain you're full, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
Yeah. But eat your broccoli, kids.
God dang
that, I've eaten a shitload of broccoli lately.
Dude, broccoli's awesome.
Yeah.
I love broccoli.
I have been slowly trying to buy less and less ultra-processed foods and buy more and more real whole foods. Like,
yeah, I have to.
Even Noah noticed the other day, he was like, we're buying more fruit and vegetables and stuff than normal. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to phase out all this bullshit that we eat.
Yeah.
That's keeping me sick and fat. Trying to do that.
Good for you, man.
So there's still some things in my cabinet that need to be gone.
I don't think my diet necessarily is my problem. It's my liquid intake.
Right.
It's my liquid intake.
Yeah.
I like a few beers.
Yeah.
But even that, I mean, that's shit terrible for you.
It all is, man.
You know?
Who wants to drink liquid broccoli, though? I mean, my God.
Shit.
I've just resorted to like basically only water.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all he drinks.
Yeah, I drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
A lot of water. I'm a big fan of that alkaline water, too.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I saw the funniest fucking thing in the world on Facebook the other day, dude. Have you seen these hydrogen water bottles? They hydrogenize your water. And I was like, hydrogen and water? Who would have thought that?
It's almost like it's called
What?
H2O.
They're
my
literally
God.
Get you some
selling,
hydrogen in your water.
dude, they're selling bottles that supposedly put hydrogen in your water. And what are you going to do? Test your water and find out it has hydrogen in it?
Good grief, dude. What a rip.
Oh, my God. It's hilarious. It's so funny. Yeah, that's a real thing. Look that up, Noah. Look that up. Look up hydrogen.
I thought
Hydrogenized
the world
water.
couldn't get any worse, and then it keeps proving me wrong every
It's
single
not, but
time.
no, it's not bad. You're mistaking this for pessimism. It's not. It's
No,
hilarious
I'm
to me.
saying how dumb it is. That's the thing.
It is so funny.
Hydrogenized water. Good grief.
Do people not?
Hydrogenated water.
At least alkaline water makes sense.
It does. It does. Yeah.
What
it's
did
slightly
they-
alkaline.
You went through how many years of school for you to talk about this?
There it is. $190. $200 to add hydrogen to your water.
Jesus.
I cannot even remotely fathom what I'm looking at
That's
right now.
hilarious. Look at that.
Wow.
$189. Oh, there's $250. That $250, that's really adding something.
Regular water with hydrogen gas added. I don't even know what that would even do. I don't think it does anything.
No.
Hydrogen gas.
No.
So it's carbonated with hydrogen gas.
I don't even know that it's carbonated.
I tell you what, you better not take a lighter to it. The Hindenburg comes to mind.
Increases its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties.
Touted for its ability to increase energy, slow down the aging process, and improve muscle recovery after a workout.
Is there anything it can't do? That's just all shit water does anyway.
You just need to go get some mud out of your front yard and eat it.
I feel like you'd get more out of eating mud than you would drinking hydrogenized
You
water.
get a lot of minerals.
You would.
Tell you that
Get a lot
much.
of minerals.
Yep.
Probably some Campylobacter and
Sure.
E. coli too.
Yeah. Hey, well, a little coli never hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa, God! One of them's $250.
$250 to put some hydrogen in your hydrogen.
This is
Does that make it H2O2?
no. It's like H4O. Or it's H. I guess
H4O.
I don't know. It depends on how much hydrogen it adds to it. Like how many molecules of hydrogen is it adding to it? So it's H2O. I mean, for the water chemical formula.
H2O.
There's hydrogen already in it.
I mean, but seriously, is hydrogen gas not flammable?
Yeah, I think so.
It's highly flammable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just don't put that next to a source of fire or spark.
That's almost as bad as the nitrogen-filled tires.
I'm
Oh
gonna
my God.
stream later tonight. I'm gonna talk about that.
That's almost as bad as the
hydrogen water.
What's the theory behind that?
It's more stable and it lasts longer and temperatures don't affect it, and it's just a way for tire shops to charge you something crazy extra
Yeah.
for. But here's the secret no one's telling you: our atmosphere is like 60% nitrogen.
Yeah.
So like if you just put air in an air compressor, you're getting nitrogen in your tires.
Nitrogenized
America,
tire
baby.
air. America, son.
We need to get some hydrogen water in our tires.
Yes, we do.
That'll slow down.
Let's just make an aqua-filled tire, a water tire.
Yeah, tractors do that. We could do that with road tires too. That way,
do they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of tractor tires. Their lawnmower tires can be weighted with water. Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
it's a new one on me.
Mm-hmm. They sure can. Yeah, fill them with water. Adds
Boy,
weight.
Rogan is all about that. That's all he could ask Elon Musk. Why does an airless tire not work? He's like, it's just horrible. It's you can't make it work. It's a hard engineering problem. But why? He's like, because it doesn't work, dude. It doesn't work. We've tried it.
We've tried it a million times.
Right. We've tried it.
I remember when they first started testing out some airless tires, and they had a few of the prototypes. I think Michelin had one or whatever that was like. I saw a few videos online about it, and it looked weird.
Which, by the way, what's wrong with an air tire? There's a lot of things to love about a pneumatic tire.
Yeah, they're fine as far as I know. They work quite well. I like air in my tires.
I do too. I like air.
It'd be real sucky if there wasn't any.
It's a nice ride.
It is.
Provides some cushion.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, what would be the?
And you can adjust it.
Yeah.
If you want a smoother ride, you can take a little bit out. If you
want
a grip.
If you love the planet, Josh, you'll inflate your tires. Remember, that's what Barack Obama said. It's like, don't worry about high gas prices. Just inflate your tires a little more. You'll get better gas mileage that way. Just inflate your tires.
Okay, cool. He is the leading tire expert.
Oh, of course.
Barack Obama. I mean, that's
Michelin.
Who I go to when
that's synonymous.
When I want to buy tires, I think about Barack Obama. I'm like, what would Obama buy?
What would Barack do?
What would Obama do?
And what would Obama do?
I wonder what kind of cars he drives.
Very expensive ones.
I don't think he drives.
No,
wasn't that one of his thing? He don't drive.
Presidents are not allowed to drive. They're not allowed to drive on their own.
They're not allowed to drive on their
No,
own?
they can't. Huh. They have to have Secret Service escort them.
Yeah, I think former presidents.
Current.
Well,
Thanks,
then what
Kennedy.
the hell is Joe Biden doing in his Corvette, man? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Come
Get out
on,
of that
man.
Corvette.
Come on. Dude, that whole thing, I cannot. Dude.
Come on,
You
man.
have to follow Antonio Brown. You know, he was a receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but he's always been like a real troll. Like, he was the bad boy of the NFL for the longest time. He's the guy that, they had him down there in Tampa Bay with Tom Brady when he was going on that Super Bowl run and whatever. And he walked off. Remember, he walked off the field, tore his pads off, and threw them into the crowd and quit, like, during the middle of the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, he's crazy. But his Twitter, it's just AB84 or something like that, I think, is incredible. He's gone on this thing. He's created this thing called, because everybody's like, oh, he has CTE or whatever. And so he created this brand called, and another Twitter page called CTESPN. And so... and he's just trolling the hell out of everybody. And he posted this meme that somebody had made of Joe Biden. He he walks out with his old man walk, and then he's like waving to the crowd, and then you just see a dump fall out of his pants onto the floor. Onto the ground behind him. He's like, is this real? He's like, no, but it probably could be. I mean, good God, have mercy. What in the world? What do you think about the election? Where are we at?
Oh, God, I don't know,
Nothing's
man.
changed.
No.
That's what's so funny is nobody's really even talking about it because everybody is like, this is insanity.
Yeah, it is insanity.
I'm really interested to see what happens. I honestly am.
Well, and to diagnose the problem, it all goes back to the boomers. Okay? And I love the boomers. The boomers they're great. But they're also the worst generation that's ever existed.
Oh.
They're just like, they're in their McMansions and constantly hold over their millennial children's heads. Why don't you have anything this nice?
Right.
That will not.
Because largely what you
will not cede any of their power at all, which is why we have congressmen and women dropping dead on the floor. from old age.
Can we get them out? I mean, for God's sake, somebody needs to come get their grandpa.
They're literally falling out.
And just season up. Like, that's what we got. They just walk up to the podium now. And it doesn't matter. It could be Biden. It could be McConnell. It could be. They just walk up to the podium and it's like,
it's like, dude.
And you're like, what is going on, dude?
We have literal rotting corpses in office.
Yeah, there's a smell. I bet if you went to Congress, I bet it smells like a nursing home.
I bet it does. It is a nursing home.
It's a fucking nursing home.
It is a nursing home. Oh,
somebody's like, God dang, somebody get this dirty diaper smell out of here, man.
Let's get them their soup.
I mean, but what in the world are they giving to Joe Biden to make him at all?
Adrenoqual, man. They get that shit from the Hollywood pedophile rings.
Don't look at me.
Oh, the world is hilarious. It really, there is. Sure, there's probably a few like Hollywood pedophile rings, but most of Hollywood's quite banal, actually. It's
I don't
just
even
these
think.
sad, empty, hollow people.
I think some of that stuff gives far too much credit to really stupid people.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Like, oh yeah, man. That to me is like how they somehow George W. Bush orchestrated the 9/11 thing and pulled but yet at the same time he was the village idiot. Remember, that's what they called him. Oh, we got the village idiot. It's like, dude, you can't have it both ways.
No,
you're going to have to either he's a super genius, super villain who perpetrated the greatest terrorist attack on the American people and pulled the complete wool over our eyes.
I don't think it was him at all.
Shit, no,
it wasn't him.
Bush.
It was his accomplice, the Penguin.
The Penguin?
Yeah,
he did it.
Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney was.
That was a very apt comparison.
He's sort of like, because he's on the board of Lockheed Martin too. So it's like, okay, yeah, he's over there.
Is Dick Cheney still alive?
Oh God, I hope not.
I'll Google.
Where's he at? Look. Let's see what Dick's up to these days. Look up Dick.
He's somewhere going.
Where is Dick Cheney?
What?
Look up where is Dick Cheney. Cheney.
Do you spell his name out? I think you spell his name.
Let's see if he's still down clubbing seals in the Arctic with Halliburton and all of his buddies.
How do you spell his name or his last name?
Cheney. Cheney.
Cheney?
Yeah.
He is. He's the Penguin, man.
He is.
Do I think George Bush himself orchestrated 9/11? Absolutely not. Do I think the deep state, in conjunction with Saudi Arabia, in conjunction with the CIA, working with the FBI.
Dick, Richard, Bruce, Dick Cheney. Where's he at?
Is he dead?
Dick Cheney 2024. Look that up.
Or you can just go to his Wikipedia.
Yeah. There you go.
Is he still alive?
No. Oh, no, that's in office. Okay.
Oh, damn it.
Is he still kicking?
He's 83.
Shit.
Oh, that's prime. That's prime robbing the government blind age.
And, dude, his daughter is insufferable. Liz
Cheney?
Yes.
Is that Dick Cheney's daughter?
Uh-huh.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure.
I always wondered that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Look up Liz Cheney. I want to make sure I'm right.
And she's right here.
Well, look her up. I want to make sure that is his daughter. I'm fairly certain it is.
Relatives.
Dick Cheney. Father. Yeah. Yeah, dude.
I always wondered that. I didn't know that for sure.
And she's a fucking war hawk, just like her dad. She is a war hawk.
Boy, they do not like Trump because he is anti-deep state.
I know. Well, they are the deep state. Well, they're not the deep state. I know.
Good Lord. That's a face only.
He looks like a.
He's the Penguin.
That's the face only the Riddler could love, right there.
He literally looks like a supervillain you'd find in like a drama almost, like the smug evil politician.
Remember when he shot that guy in the face?
Yes, Yes.
You know about this? Did you know that Dick Cheney shot a guy while he was in office?
Oh yeah.
He went duck hunting and shot some duck.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Dude, Laura Bush killed a guy.
Did he? Or did she?
Yes. Yeah, drunk, ran him over and killed him. No shit. Laura
Are you
Bush,
serious?
I'm dead serious. Laura Bush killed a man.
So did Ted Kennedy or somebody, didn't he? Didn't he kill somebody in a drunk driving accident?
Yeah, and like dumped him in the river.
Did
or some
you see
shit.
where the Kennedy family has came out against Robert Kennedy's presidential campaign?
Yeah.
Dude, fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck them. I'm sorry, but fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
How do you not support your own kind?
Well, they probably just don't want to be.
Yeah, that may be true.
They probably
that is something to consider. That is something to consider.
because I mean it's pretty well common knowledge now that the CIA had JFK killed.
100%.
Yeah, and they used the mafia to contract it out and do it. So
Did you see where Tim Dillon had him and had Robert and what's his wife's name?
No, I loved Tim Dillon.
What's her face? I had him on there. Afterwards, I saw him on a podcast. He was like, the lights went off. He's like, we had a weird power outage during the middle of our podcast. And he's like, I'm telling you, and he was being serious. He was like,
because it's hard to tell with Tim if he's being serious.
It is, and I'm 90% sure he was being serious about it. He was like, the lights went off, and they got visibly nervous. Like,
Sure.
and quite frankly, I don't blame the guy.
No, I don't either.
I don't blame the guy at all, actually. That's going to be my vote for president. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm on the Kennedy bandwagon.
I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna hold off until I see where he's at when it comes.
Yeah.
Because I'm right there with you. But if he is in that, like, if he gets into that third candidate territory that it's just like you're throwing your vote away,
Yeah.
I will probably revise that decision
Yeah.
and vote another way. But right now, I'm on Team Kennedy.
So what happens? Let's just say he was to get some sort of real traction.
Uh-huh.
And which I honestly think is 100% possible. Because I do think there's a lot of people that are like, I cannot vote for Biden. And I think there's a lot of people on the right that are like, I can't vote for Trump.
My concern is he's got the media apparatus, the intelligentsia, and the deep state working against him.
Right. But, I mean, the media apparatus is basically null and void at this point, in my opinion.
It isn't to your low information voters because that's
or
where,
your older voters.
that's where they get, which are low. I'm sorry, they're low information voters.
I'm interested to see what happens. I'm really interested to see how the electorate changes in the next, 20 years.
Yeah.
Because as corporate media really does die out and it has its last gasping breaths before it goes away into the ether.
Well, the boomers dying out will have a lot to do with that, too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see a big change in things, honestly. I really do.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You will. I don't know what it's going to look like. That's an interesting thought.
Does anybody, I mean, typically we're in May now. So May, June, July, August, September, November. We're 4 or 5 months away from the election.
Right.
Typically, this would be your time when things are really starting to get ramped up. And I don't hear it. And maybe I guess it's just a function of the fact that Donald Trump's at court and he's basically on media blackout.
Yeah.
You know, you just don't.
Which, dude, you can't tell me that's not.
Oh.
That
100%.
so planned that way.
Yeah.
Like that's strategy right there. That's all this is. Yeah. That's all this is strategy. And to make an example of him too, and be like, you cannot come out against the deep state. You can't come out against the media. You can't come out against these entities that control the world.
But boy, looking back on it, boy, was he right.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
I mean, you can think whatever you want to about Donald Trump, but let me tell you something. When he talked about that swamp,
it is a
that
swamp.
is a very, very apt
DC is
comparison.
A swamp. It is a very swampy area.
Very swampy.
Very swampy.
What we need to do is just get a good
fill it full of sawdust.
earthquake under, because the whole Atlantic coast basically is just one big giant sandy coastal plain or whatever, including Washington D.C.
It is.
What we need to do is just get a good, nice. We need to use that DARPA thing that they got and
Control the weather.
yeah, control it. But we need to create an earthquake
Okay.
right around the Potomac there.
Yeah.
And just you're familiar with soil liquefaction?
Yeah.
You've seen that? Yeah. What we need to do is a real deep one, real low, and and that thing just goes.
Oh man, wouldn't it be great if DC just didn't exist?
DC's a beautiful town, though. You ever been there?
No.
It's beautiful. Let me tell you something. As a capital city, I would.
DC in the capital is beautiful, but once you get outside,
100%. It's a lawless.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
awfulness,
yeah.
But DC itself is beautiful. I mean, it literally is. Yeah, it's got the capital itself is beautiful. It honestly, God is. So maybe we just figure out a way to make all the people go away and just keep the.
But then they'll come back. They always come back. We gotta fill it.
I think we need to move to Ecuador.
We could probably contract out a local, like sawmill to burn it down.
I mean, the Canadians did that.
A good old mulch fire. That'll do it. Let me tell you something. This town has been overtaken by this mulch fire. It was it's been the talk of the town for 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you something.
Because the fire's been going on for at least
and it'll be going on in January of next year.
It will.
I kept looking at that thing after it caught on the first time, and I was like, there is no way they can keep piling that up without something bad happening. I knew that was coming. I knew it. I even told Dakota it was coming. You can ask him. I said, that thing's going to catch back on fire.
We drove past it, and we were like, oh, there's fire trucks everywhere, and there's smoke. Oh, that's not good.
Not good, man. But, they, like I told you, I saw them back in the Forest Service thing that somebody's going to get fined. Mm-hmm. Woo!
They are.
I hate it for them, but can't pile up,
Dude, that brush
I mean, it was getting.
It's like 100 feet tall.
Dude.
It's ridiculous.
And if you drive, I drove in there to get some, I was like, I'll do business with McClure. And I went to get some sand one day for some masonry sand. And I was looking at that thing. That was before they really started, and they started adding to it really big in the spring when everybody starts doing their clean outs, cutting trees and doing all this stuff. And good grief. Even at that point, literally, I mean, I'm not even joking with you. It was 60 feet high.
I know. It's
just, I bet you that thing is 500 degrees on the inside of it, even without being on fire.
You know it is. I
mean, that's the whole idea behind composting. When things start to decay, heat is a byproduct of that.
It is.
It's basic science.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why, like, mulch piles, sawdust piles catch fire all the time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know this from being on the... Have you ever seen anything like that?
Not like that, no.
Good Lord. I think they just finally were like, well, we're just going to have to let it burn out.
They're going to have to. What are they going to do?
And boy, Chad is not happy about it.
Yeah.
You seen him?
No.
He's like, enough's enough. I can't breathe. I don't know if I guess he lives somewhere close to it over there.
Oh, yeah. Man, could you imagine living next to that?
Yeah.
Or like, working at Taco Bell?
I would be pissed.
Like you're over there at Taco Bell and all you want to do is smell them chalupas and you just got fucking forest fire.
It's bad when they're in Subway. When you walk into Subway and you can't smell the bread, something's not right.
Oh, man.
Boy, that smell gets on you, though, dude.
It does.
I had to stop. When I lived in Swanano, I used to go by, I got in a real habit of going by Subway and getting their breakfast. And do a little breakfast, sandwich. That's actually really good.
Yeah.
But I had to stop going because they'd be baking the bread in there first thing in the morning. And I would literally be driving home after working construction. So like
bread.
We're sweating. There's a lot of other smells going on. And I swear I'd be driving home in the evenings. I'd be like, and it would smell like Subway from that morning when I was in it before I did anything.
How did Subway convince us that eating a foot of bread was healthy?
I don't know. It ain't even a foot.
It's not anymore. It used to be, but now it's 10 inches?
I think actually now it is 12 inches.
Did they?
They changed. They got sued. Remember? Somebody sued them. Or like it's not truly a foot long.
Oh, God! Why didn't we do that?
I don't know.
We missed these opportunities.
I know, dude.
For frivolous lawsuits that we could actually win.
Yeah. slip on some pee in the Costco.
Yeah, for real.
Like,
Costco's a good store.
yeah,
It's a good store. I like Costco.
I've only ever been in one.
Been in the one in Charlotte a few times. It's pretty great.
That was what was the... Oh, Jesus. What camp? I won't back down. Who sang that?
Tom Petty.
Tom Petty. Good grief. Why can I pull that out of my brain? Tom Petty's character on King of the Hill. Remember, he slipped in pee at the Costco.
He did.
and got him
lucky.
Got him a settlement. Lucky.
I tell you, that's one thing. I don't back down.
Right.
I loved all the Tom Petty. Once I learned that was Tom Petty voicing him, and then I started seeing all the like hidden Easter eggs, the Tom Petty references. God, it was great.
They need to bring back King of the Hill. That needs to be a thing.
Have you seen the real life King of the Hill? The like real life guy that is just like Hank Hill.
Oh yeah. I've seen that.
He's pretty spot on.
Yeah, he is pretty spot on.
He's not as funny as Mike Judge, but if he got Mike Judge to write for him to do his little
some of the characters in King of the Hill are some of the best.
Dude.
Boomhauer is hilarious.
Yes, Boomhauer's hilarious. Peggy was just atrocious. You can't help but hate Peggy. And if you hate a cartoon character, their writing is impeccable.
Right. I'm telling you, man. They need to bring back some of them. Mike Judge is another one that we need to protect, too.
Yep.
He's got something new coming out, I saw.
Wasn't there a live-action Beavis and Butthead?
I think so.
Beavis and Butthead was hilarious.
No, somebody did a skit on SNL where they were Beavis and Butthead. Just recently here. It was like Ryan Gosling and somebody else.
But I thought that was in response to maybe a live-action Beavis and Butthead. What's funny about Beavis and Butthead is I used to watch them all the time back when I did drugs, and they were hilarious. Right. And then I watched them again recently, sober, and I'm just like, huh. I thought this was funny.
It's not quite the same. I'll be honest with you. It's not quite the same.
It's really not.
But
how's your hockey team doing?
Dude, Carolina Hurricanes going to win the Stanley Cup unless they, now I say that and they scored to tie it.
And
they went to Madison Square Garden the other day and forgot to play how to play hockey.
That's
apparently,
said,
yeah. But
dude, I think we're cleaning it up on trivia.
Dude, we are cleaning it up on trivia. I'm telling you.
Jamie
Vickers is a cheat code when it comes to music stuff.
He is.
Last night having Jimmy, Jimmy filled in all the blanks that Jamie didn't know.
Yep.
Yeah. That was good. I like that stuff. It's nice and competitive on Mondays at the city. I like it. Everybody needs to come down for trivia on Mondays at the city. Sam Soroy is a...
I love that woman.
Yes, she is awesome. And she does a hell of a trivia.
She does.
Yeah.
She does.
Appreciate her work and all that.
Oh, yeah. She's
one of the
fantastic.
best teachers I ever had.
She's fantastic.
I love Miss Soroy. I never, she wasn't around when I came through, but it's surprising how many of them still are around, which is crazy.
They just won't die.
I'm telling you. I thought Kathy Airwood was going to. Kathy Airwood was just a fixture of Dayton. You just in the building.
I didn't go to Dayton, so
if she was still teaching, and they did this new middle school, when you bought the property out there, Kathy Airwood would just come with it. I love Miss Airwood. Boy, she's been around. She is around. I mean, good Lord, I remember there's people that are 10 years older than me that remember having her. You know?
What's the funniest story you have about a teacher in school?
Oh, that's a pretty easy one, actually.
Okay.
That's Mr. Dale, Tony Dale.
Yeah.
Sex ed, 6th grade.
Oh, my God.
We come in, of course, that's, they separate the
girls and the
boys or whatever.
You can't do that now.
Tony Dale comes in. He's got his 3/4 tee on and his short gym shorts with the hair, the back hair sticking through. And I love Mr. Dale, don't get me wrong. Mr. Dale's one of my favorites. I'll never forget his first line of sex ed. So he sits down on the couch between like two boys. We're all lucky because, of course, we're all like, what do you expect? Sex ed, we're all like. And he comes in, he said, well, boys, can't go in there and beat it like a hammer. That was his first. forget that as long as I live.
Oh,
I will never forget that.
And the kids, y'all are probably just like, what? What?
That, and I remember Russell Barnett. If we needed a reward or something, all we wanted him to do was put his head in the projector, and it looked exactly like Mr. Clean.
Oh, my God.
It's Russell Barnett profile is
Mr. Clean.
Mr. Clean.
Why
Mr.
did he
Clean.
not pierce his ear and wear a white T-shirt and just go with it?
He should have.
I would have owned it. I would have just been.
He could have been on TV.
Dude, he could have
Russell
made
Barnett here for ShamWow.
millions of dollars. Yeah, but wait, there's more. That vein right there is popping out.
Exactly.
And he would get mad.
Oh man,
Russell Barnett.
Russell Barnett.
The funniest
love
story I ever have about a teacher. The funniest story I have about a teacher was, we had. Do you remember Miss Britt? She was gone before you got there. I think my
Yeah,
freshman
she was
year-
just right. Yeah,
My freshman year was her last year there. She was my Algebra 1 teacher. And this other kid named George Lanier. Do you know George?
yeah, I know George. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll
George,
tell you a story about his sister here in a minute.
George sat in front of me, and she walked by, and I didn't hear it, but apparently, allegedly, she farted on George. And he had a little, like, thing of breath spray.
Yeah.
And he went, and sprayed her with it. And she turned around and was like, "Is there a problem, Mr. Lanier?" And he was like, "Yeah, he shit all over me." The whole class just lost it. And she of course sent him to Mr. English, to the principal's
Right.
office. But we all just
That's hilarious. Let's see. Yeah, Georgette Lanier, his
Yeah.
sister,
Yeah.
was younger. She was in our grade.
Yeah.
When we were young, but she moved away when she was real young.
Mhm.
But poor Georgette, and if she's out there, Lord have mercy. I hope she knows I'm not being facetious of any sort, but she's an awkward looking kid.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Well, they were both awkward kids.
Yeah, they
came
were-
from a bad situation. They weren't really like socialized. I
Right,
don't think.
right. But she was just again, didn't come out of a good home life, I don't think, and just was an awkward looking kid, and kids poke fun of her.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It wasn't good, but anyway. So she moves away when we were in like, maybe even before middle school.
Mhm.
But I always remembered her, or whatever. Well, I go, the time I guess I was a sophomore that year. Sophomore, I was dating a girl from Avery County, Frankie. And I guess, I wasn't dating her actually at the time. Me and her were just friends. And her boyfriend, I guess, dumped her right before prom.
Oh.
So her mom calls me and it's like, "Hey, can you take her?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I'll take her to prom. No problem." And so I gear up and here we go. And it's me. The only other person I knew there, Aaron Snyder, was dating a girl from up there, and he went.
Right.
So I was like, "Okay, me and you got to stick together. You know what I mean? We're in hostile territory,
Yeah.
or whatever." But they were all real
We're
nice to
around
us.
the other.
Yeah, we're around the others, the Avery County people. And so we go in there, do the thing. It's fine. We had a good time. It was at the Broy Hill Center at Appalachian State.
Mm.
And they get ready to, do the prom king and queen. Here come, they announce the king or whatever, and then prom queen, Georgette Lanier. And me and Aaron were like, "Really? Dude. Like a supermodel. Like a supermodel.
No shit.
She looked gorgeous.
Good for her.
Drop dead."
Good
And I
for
saw
her.
she wearing that. As I remember, I think she wore a bright red dress, just all done, hair perfect, beautiful.
Good for her.
Yeah. And we were like, "Is that Georgette Lanier?" And they were like, "Yeah." I'm like, "That Georgette? Yeah." And you could see the
Awesome.
resemblance.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was prom queen.
Good for her.
I don't know what year that was. She was, but
Reinvented herself.
yeah,
That's awesome.
good for her, man.
That's awesome.
Good for her.
Yeah.
I thought that was one of those awesome ugly duckling kind of stories. You know what I mean? Like,
Man, I've
yeah.
not seen George in forever. I wonder what he's up to.
I don't know.
He used to work at Walmart. I saw him there all the time. I
Yeah.
always liked George. He's hilarious. Hilarious guy.
because you shit all over me.
God, oh my God, dude. Oh my Lord.
Can I tune in on this question?
Yeah.
Sure.
So, this was last semester at Mainland, and I was in my sociology class in the morning.
Uh-huh.
And I don't remember exactly what the subject topic was, but Miss Pittman, my teacher,
Mhm.
April, God bless her soul, looked up the most popular words within Gen Z or Gen Alpha in 2023
Oh God.
and clicked on a website.
Oh God.
And the first word, the one at the very top in front of the whole class, was the vulgar word for vagina. I have never laughed that hard in a classroom ever. Everyone was
Pussy on the
dying.
board.
Yes. Found it hilarious. And
Yeah, that's pretty good one. That's pretty good. See, we didn't really have access to internet. We were still rolling in TV carts and VCRs and chalkboards
and TVs and yeah.
hell, we thought a dry erase board was high tech back then.
Right.
I remember when there was one classroom right before I graduated got one of those. It may have been
the smart boards.
It may have been Miss Phillips that got
Yeah.
it. If I remember that, one of them smart board things, and I just thought that was the craziest thing ever. I was like, holy crap, that's real high tech. Now that's
Oh, I know. It's
ancient.
a typewriter.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was like, this is CSI shit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 100%. 100%.
There was something I was going to say, a story I was going to tell. It was hilarious, but it's...
man, I've been thinking about it. I want a whiteboard for my stream room so badly. Just
Yeah.
a really big wheeled whiteboard.
There you go.
Oh, here's a good question. My granddad asked me this today on the way home. I took my grandparents to the doctor today, and he asked me on the way home, I don't know how we got talking about it, but he was like, how many times were you offered drugs when you were in high school?
Yeah.
To which I replied, I thought for a minute, and I was like, I was never offered drugs in high school. I did drugs in high school, but I sought them out.
Right.
And I was like, I was like, drugs are expensive.
Right.
I don't know anybody that's just giving drugs away.
Yeah. I know.
And I did drugs, but I went looking for them and found them and then purchased them.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I don't think I was ever offered drugs in high school.
no.
That wasn't a big thing when we were coming through.
No. How many times have you been offered drugs, Noah?
Well, I got offered weed in the Bahamas, and I said I was a minor, and he ran away from me.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Ever at school?
No, this
No,
was Bahamas.
Yeah, we were on a cruise.
Oh, yeah, the cruise where you went big baller in the gambling. The
Big
casino.
ballin'. Yeah. That actually, I think the one Noah's referring to was the first cruise we went on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But
Was it the first one?
no, it was the second one.
Was the second one? Okay.
Dude, I'm
It was
of
at
two
an
minds
ice cream
on
shop.
cruises. What in the world? I'm afraid I'm going to get dysentery.
Nah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
We ate till we were sick.
Dude, the food, food on Carnival cruises is like, man.
Right.
But man, MSI and some of these like expensive cruise lines, that's where it's at.
Top dollar.
Top dollar.
But no, I've never
Did you do
been offered
MSI?
drugs.
I've not yet. I'm getting ready to, though.
I've always heard Norwegian is really good.
Norwegians, they don't really, like, I would have to fly somewhere probably out of the States. I've never seen Norwegian really in the States except for like Alaska maybe. or-
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe
I'm not
they're-
familiar enough with it to
I'm
know.
not either.
But
MSI is good. Or is it MCI? Which one is it? I gotta find out.
What I was gonna say though is like I've never.
MSI is the computer
It is
motherboard manufacturer, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that
I've always wanted to do one of those Viking river cruises.
it's MCI Cruise Company.
MCI. Okay.
Yeah, MCI Cruises, and they have like, dude, they do like big mega yacht cruises and stuff. Like,
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's cool.
I want to do a Virgin when Noah turns 18 because it's adult only. I want
Right.
to go on a Virgin cruise.
I've heard they're really good.
I have two.
Yeah.
I have two.
Yeah. That would be cool. I wouldn't want to go on one of them, dude, on them Disney cruises or something like that.
Disney's awesome.
Supposedly Disney's really good, but I just don't know if I wouldn't want that to be my crowd.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, the thing with Disney prices out a lot of the riffraff.
That is kind of true. It's
Carnival, though, oh my God, it is freaking. I will never cruise Carnival ever again. The first one we went on, it was okay because we were kind of dipping our toes into the cruise territory. Right. The second one was right after COVID. Everyone was on their worst behavior. Everybody
had that COVID weight on them. Everybody was pale.
Yeah.
Looked like a bunch of fucking beached whales on there.
A lot of this crowd was not pale.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm not saying that there's a correlation there, but there was a lot of fights.
Yeah.
A lot of fights.
Yeah, they like to get
a lot of fights on this cruise.
They get social. They get out there and get social.
There was somebody got drugged and robbed in the casino. Man, so we were like, I don't think we're ever going to cruise Carnival again. I think we're
What kind of security they got on these ships?
I mean, they have security. They have police, actually. They have
really?
like law enforcement officers.
Right.
And they have
what
a
if
jail.
They have a jail?
They do. They absolutely have a jail.
That's awesome.
The first one we went on, do you remember this, Noah? The first one we went on, we left somebody at the Bahamas at Nassau. The ship did. Because they got drunk and got separated from their family and got arrested on Nassau. We waited. We were in port at Nassau for like 4 or 5 extra hours waiting on this person. No one knew what had happened to them. They kept calling for them on the intercom. And finally, we disembarked, and they I guess bailed out or got out of jail somehow and got on another cruise ship and met back up with their family in Orlando. But
I don't remember that.
Jeez. You don't remember that?
Yeah. My memory is very fuzzy constantly, so I have no idea.
Yeah, so Carnival's very riffraff.
Carnival seems like the Walmart of cruises.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It is. Yeah, I'm never doing that again.
I think I would really enjoy it. I have no real desire to be in the open ocean.
It's awesome.
I know, but glorious. I don't know. If given the choice between doing like a river cruise in like Europe or doing like a high seas cruise on a giant cruise ship, like one of those, I think I would err on the
I like
river
being in the
cruise.
Open ocean because it's like you're out there and you're like, every direction, all you can see is ocean, and it really gives you, and it really gives you an idea as to how
kind of puts it in perspective, doesn't it?
Vast the ocean really is.
I saw this the other day. I reposted this on my Twitter, which, by the way, my Twitter is I'm like hitting my Twitter game, son. Yeah, I'm getting cool. Yeah, I was looking through my timeline the other day, just like,
should we post our podcast on Twitter?
I think we should,
or
X.
So too. Yeah, X.
Yeah, I think we should.
I'll make an X and we'll start posting. I'll just upload it just like we do YouTube.
I think we should. I really do.
I think we should start live streaming on X too, so we just say whatever we want to. Because X really is like a
the true free
speech platform.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I've been pretty good. I've not censored myself hardly at all.
I feel like YouTube's been a little better to us.
A little bit.
A little better.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no. But it was like, I can't remember. It's like rare photographs or something like that. And this was actually a satellite photograph of the Pacific Ocean, but it was as the world is turned, and the only land you could see was just a little bit of New Zealand in like the bottom left corner, and you realize like and Hawaii, of course, maybe like the Galapagos somewhere out in there in the middle of nowhere.
Hawaii.
But Hawaii.
That's how they say it.
Yeah, that's why I wish I could pronounce it.
Hawaii.
Like
I don't know
Tulsi Gabbard.
Okay, so I got to say about Tulsi, I love Tulsi Gabbard, but she says Hawaii so much just to pronounce it the way she does. I swear to God, that's the only reason she says it is so she can say it in that fucking smug Hawaii accent.
I guess it's like a native.
It is.
That's the way that it's actually supposed to be pronounced.
It is.
Of course, we've bastardized.
Hell no, we're from North Carolina. We pronounce as good as everyone else, son.
But what a perspective though! It's like you look at it on a globe. Good grief, the Pacific Ocean is enormous.
It is.
It's enormous.
And when you're on the cruise ship and you're like, "Wow, the ocean is massive," then you realize you zoom in and you're like, "Oh shit, I'm only in a very tiny little portion of the ocean."
Yeah.
Like the trip, if you look on a map, I mean, you're going like this far.
Yeah.
On a cruise ship, and then you're booking it too. Now those cruise ships move fast, but I think it's cool that they go through the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, Yeah, it's like, oh, I've been through the Bermuda.
I think the
Triangle
Bermuda
twice.
Triangle is a complete scam.
Oh, 100%.
I think that's just an excuse
farce.
to wreck and dispose of
Various
unwanted airplanes and
aircrafts
boats and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It's
I think that's,
100%.
oh man, the aliens got them.
The Bermuda Triangle.
No,
they
they
go in
just
there,
sunk
their
that
instrumentation
thing.
goes crazy,
Yeah.
and it's a Polar Express, and it just dies. Well, what?
All of a sudden, a pop-up Rogue Wave. Remember, they tried to say, "Oh, Rogue Wave's responsible for that." You don't even. Have you been to the Caribbean?
Right.
It don't even have no waves, hardly.
I'll say this, man. The strongest current I have ever been in my life was on
the Gulf
Nassau.
Coast.
On Nassau.
Oh, really?
Dude, like, I mean, we got in the ocean. That is the strongest rip tide and the craziest waves I've ever seen. It was so strong, like Lacey legit almost drowned.
Oh,
She almost
being caught in a
drowned.
riptide is intense.
It
brother.
was so. I mean, my fat ass could not. I was up to my knees, and it was pushing me over.
Dude, we got caught in Australia. Me and my ex-wife and my friend Steven got caught in one, and it was just the three of us. And we linked hands. We had her in between me and Steven.
Yeah,
I was in the back. Steven was, and we were in good shape. I mean, we were in good shape. It's not long after high school. I mean,
Right.
I was a spry swimmer, so was he,
Yeah.
so was she. Dude, we were from here to that couch.
yeah.
From dry land and could not. It
Yeah.
took everything we had to throw her up there first.
Yeah.
And then he got it. He somehow got his foot on and pulled me on. And I'm like you. It was not even up to our knees.
Could
And
not
you
stand
couldn't-
up.
And you couldn't stand up.
No. Lacey got knocked over, and I just happened to reach down and grab her ankle. If I hadn't done that, she would have been gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
And the bad
it
thing,
tore her watch off of her. I mean, dude.
Oh,
it
it's
crazy.
incredible. If you ever get caught in one, you'll be like, dude,
Yeah.
I will never disrespect that
No,
ever again.
no, that is
every
an
time I go
unstoppable
to the
force.
beach now, I look.
Yeah.
And I know what to look out for
Yeah.
because after that happened, I was like, I went to my surfer buddy Dave. I'm like, Dave, you need to tell me how I see this.
Yeah.
Because that was scary. Because otherwise,
It
I
is.
ain't getting back in the
It's
ocean again.
terrifying.
It's terrifying. My dad lost his best friend Tommy in a rip current. He saved his son, and then
Damn.
he passed away at Myrtle Beach.
no shit.
Yeah, drowned. Pretty bad.
What's bad now is Myrtle Beach. Drowning is not the most popular way
Oh
to die
hell,
down
you're out
there
there
now.
dodging bullets.
Yeah, dude, it's bad. Like it's like it's fucking Compton down there.
No,
man.
I did see the last time we were down there. I don't make a habit of going to South Myrtle Beach to the
Right.
Strand there, whatever the main drag there, which I think really is kind of what's in question. But
Yeah.
I will say I did take the kids down there.
North Myrtle's not so bad.
No, North Myrtle. That's where we've always went. It's North Myrtle. It's perfectly fine, like Ocean Boulevard and all that. I mean, it's
Myrtle,
still
North
a
Myrtle's
touristy
like
thing.
30 minutes from my mom's house, so
Yeah.
it's hard for me to go down there and just not stay with them.
Right,
Like,
yeah, I
'cause
hear you.
They're so close to North Myrtle.
But there did seem to be a very heavy police presence. I
Yeah.
will. It's like they kind of realized they were getting a bad name about it, and dude, there was
Yeah.
a cop on every corner when we were
Good.
down there, which is exactly what they need to do, and it was fairly well behaved,
Good. Good.
But
Yeah,
they've also kind of started to revitalize a lot of that. A lot of that stuff, it was really kind of run down and kind of the remnants of the old redneck Haven, Myrtle Beach have kind of all sort of.
yeah.
A lot of that stuff has sort of kind of went by the wayside too.
Well,
which-
it did, and it kind of morphed. So it went from like redneck biker scene to like
Redneck Riviera, baby.
gangsta
yeah.
for a minute. Then it got overran by gangs, and now it's I don't know. I've not been in a while,
Yeah.
so I don't.
I was
know.
pleasantly surprised because I did go down there at one point. It was just me actually. I had the kids down there, but my mom was with me, and I took off one day. Just drove down there. I was going to a bar or something just for myself, and I was like, this is not good. And then the last time we were down there, it was it felt noticeably different.
Okay,
like,
that's
yeah.
good. That's good.
A couple of really cool bars down there. Me and Laura had a good time last time we were in Myrtle Beach.
Isn't there some bar down there that like Alabama got started in or some shit?
Yeah, the Bowery.
The Bowery. Yeah,
it's still there.
We went to that one time, and I was like, "What? Why am I here?"
It is
a shithole.
You have two choices. It's beer or wine, and the wine's like a red, like Pinot Grigio, and it's beer. I think if I know that taste, they don't brand it or anything.
Right.
I'm pretty sure it's Natural Light.
Dude, it's not a fun bar. It's not a party bar.
No.
You don't go in there to get laid. Like, it's end-stage alcoholism. End-stage alcoholics are what's in that bar. It's like these old men.
Yeah.
They're just like, I know it's Christmas, but I ain't got nowhere to go.
Oh, goodness.
Jeez.
Lord of mercy. What a thing.
Sad.
What a thing.
I'm so glad I'm not an alcoholic.
I'm glad you're not an alcoholic.
I'm working on my food addiction, working on that. Because, dude, that's a thing. I mean,
I'm telling you,
we really are programmed to buy our food to be addicted to it.
I'll tell you what always gets me is I'll get in like habits, like things. Like I found this yerba mate drink one time. I'm like, oh yeah, yerba mate, sweet, let's go.
Heard that.
It's like a tea, like an herbal tea type of thing. One of them hippie drinks, you know what I mean? It's one of them hippie deals. It was like a mint melon flavor, something really good. Loved it. I was like, oh shit, yeah, this yerba mate, something I'm going. I was just buying it every day. That's what I drink that for. And it's highly caffeinated. It's like a highly caffeinated, real concentrated tea. Right. But then they make it into, of course, like a cold drink or whatever in a can or whatnot. But I was like, oh, it's not good. I never bothered to really look at what I was drinking. And one day, I remember I got real, like, I drank like 2 of them. And I was like, golly, these feel like blooded or something. I have to look in the back. That's like 56 grams of sugar in one can. I'm like, whoa. Well, you mean I've been drinking this every day? Like, and people don't realize this is most people's problem.
Oh, for sure. Sucking the bottoms out of sodas, diet or otherwise.
Let me tell you, the worst offender is Sprite.
Sprite?
That Sprite, like Remix and Sprite Tropical, has like 86 grams of sugar in it. Dude, that's like...
Yeah,
that's as much sugar as you put in like a pot of sweet tea at home.
Yeah,
in one bottle, and people are drinking like 3, 4, 5 of them a day.
Dude, I know some people that drink like 12 sodas a day. Go through a couple of 2 liters. It's ridiculous, and it's because it's addictive.
Sweet tea too is the other huge offender around here.
It is.
Everybody drinks sweet tea.
Yep. I have not had a glass of sweet tea in years.
I haven't. I accidentally got one the other day when we went to, I ordered unsweet tea, and they gave me a glass of sweet tea.
Unsweet tea.
I drank. Yeah, I do too. I like it. Everybody says I'm crazy. I know that's like they'll revoke my Southerner card or whatever. But
I do have a question. Why do we call it unsweet tea? Because it's not unsweetened. We don't de-sweeten the tea. It's just without sweetener, without sugar.
That is true.
Why is it unsweetened tea? Like, you don't add the sugar and then extract it back out to unsweeten it.
Yeah.
Like, it was never sweet in the first place. Right. So I think we should have tea.
It's just tea. Yeah. But I tell you what, the one thing I will say is do not try to give me tea without ice. Do not try to give me soda without ice.
I don't like ice.
You don't like ice?
Don't like ice.
All my kids are, I'm like, what are you guys, European? They always want, and they're like, oh, you just get more that way.
That's true.
I'm like, yeah, but
the ice does displace
we're
quite a bit of
civilized Americans here. Okay.
See, I chill my drinks though, so
yeah,
they're already chilled, with the exception of the Powerade. It wasn't.
No, I drink like out of the can.
Yeah.
Like an aluminum can. Oh, for sure. I don't require ice with that. I'm talking like a fountain drink without ice.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Okay.
Which I guess they're somewhat chilled too, because the.
I don't put ice in my drinks.
What is wrong with y'all?
I don't know. Fountain drinks, I don't think they are chilled, because every restaurant I've worked in has had the CO2 canisters or whatever downstairs. Or
but I guess the water's chilled though, right? When it comes through that thing, it
maybe
chills it in some.
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, it'll have to, because when you get water out of the thing, you remember it's cold right out of the thing. So I don't know that it's like super chilled, but I mean it's at least cool, you know. Here we are breaking down the intricacies of soda fountain.
Dude, I remember when those Coke remix machines came out.
Oh yeah.
The first one I saw was in Cookout in Johnson City, and I was like, what is this sorcery? I can get a 0 sugar, vanilla, cherry, raspberry, limeade Coca-Cola?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
It's pretty awesome. That's a game changer.
It is a game changer.
That's a game changer.
All it is just like when we were kids and would go to McDonald's and mix all the sodas together. Like, it's all it is. You're mixing all the syrups. But it was great.
And Chase, you're talking to the dude who for about 2.5 years ate literal glasses full of ice. Just ate
Yeah,
it.
he did. You did do that.
You got iced out, huh?
Yeah. I don't think you can roast me on that because I literally ate it.
I never did eat it. I smoked a lot of it, though.
Oh, jeez. Dude.
I never did.
I started to say, where are them pock marks on your face, pal?
I'm way too big.
Pretty clean face to be a meth head. Jeez Louise.
Man.
Lordy.
Yeah, we need to do more of these.
We need to do more of this.
They're so much fun.
That's what we need. This is why we need to just start getting friends in here to hang out. Just bring people to talk.
Yes.
Bring people to talk.
Yeah.
And hey, if you want to come on, let us know. We're down to have anybody, son.
We are, and we will talk about anything. But don't come on here and just go to preaching.
Yeah.
We're not gonna come on here and like dog local people and like I don't. Because I have had people reach out to me that have had a bone to pick with someone or something in this area, and I'm like, nah, bro, that's not what we're about.
All right.
That's what the Let's Talk Spruce Pine page is for.
Yeah, take that to the Let's Talk pages.
Yeah. This is just a place for fun.
Yeah, there you go.
Place for fun.
Between two
fake plants.
That's right. Boy, they're nice looking, though. Especially that one over there.
Well, this one's good. Fucking cat has eaten it.
Really?
Yes.
I can't believe my cats. Laura's started moving. With shout out to Laura. She was going to come tonight, but she wasn't feeling too good. But
sorry, Laura. I hope you feel better.
Yeah, I hope she feels better too. Love you, dear. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, Laura's been bringing. She's been bringing the outside in, literally, into my house. We've gotten my dining room, which is, I have to be honest, is very much set up and begging for something like this because it's real. Kind of a weird tiled area with a lot of windows, so it's like screams like plant room kind of.
Right.
But boy, we're gonna have a rainforest in there at some point. And I like it.
Awesome.
I like it. Yeah, she's a big house plant gal.
Nice.
So, she probably start bringing them up here if they had any light.
Sure. Go for it. Go for it. Yeah, mine are all fake, and my cat's gonna not feel well if it keeps eating plastic. Look, dude,
I love your cat, by the way.
It has chewed the leaves off of this fake plant. There are leaves missing. Hang on. Look at this.
He got hungry.
It has chewed my fake. What the hell is wrong with
Well,
him?
I think what you need to do is get one of those.
Like this leaf's completely gone.
Have you ever seen those? They have those little grass trays for cats.
Yeah.
Supposedly that helps. That's what I was gonna do if my cats, for what I guess because they're outdoor cats, they go outside and eat the grass. But I was gonna do that if they started bothering the house plants. They haven't today yet. Yeah, you ought to do that. You can grow them. They come in like a little. It's like a chia pet kind of setup deal. And then you grow, and then they'll eat it. It's good for the digestion, apparently.
He loves grass, but the problem is all the grass I have in the house is fake. It's plastic.
That's all right.
He's not microdosing plastic like the rest of us civilized people. He's just eating it.
Maybe he'll shit out a credit card.
That'd be great, especially if it had no spending limit.
Joshua, I got to go to the bathroom, pal. You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Everybody, like, share, subscribe. Please. That's the best thing you can do to help us. Subscribe to this channel.
Let's do it.
All right. Till next time.
Later.
Peace out.